institutions that hold that debt.
I mean, exactly right. Any Democrat that says that they can forgive student debt of any kind is lying to every single American. The reason why student debt is affordable in the first place is because half of these, student debt obligations are held by private banks or private institutions or private investors. And the reason why interest rates are so low.
And how many of those are small banks?
Well, I wouldn't say it's so much small banks, but certainly like when we securitize the debt across a lot of different investors, the government would have to go around and negotiate with hundreds of thousands of different investors who hold a piece of different debt. And the reason why they take on the debt and extend the interest rate as low as they do is they expect the payout of the full interest and wouldn't want to be receiving back the principal balance because why would they take the risk in the first place? So any Democrat that says that they can repay it, they absolutely cannot.
But just grab popcorn and watch. He's like, they're fighting and I'm not involved. Fighting's my favorite thing. He grabs his boxing gloves and he gets involved. So I don't think it's going to end anytime soon because they're both having too much fun fighting. And I understand because I have been in relationships like that.
It's good for both of them. The president has to put socialism on center stage, and the squad has to raise money because people in Congress are always running for re-election.
I think you're exactly right, where this is one of the times that the president pulls defeat out of the jaws of victory, where you had Pelosi and the squad, going back and forth fighting with the squad, pushing the progressive agenda as far left as it can possibly go, and Nancy Pelosi looking ahead to 2020 and saying, guys, we kind of got to pick up this middle in addition to, we have the progressive.
Yeah, it's not just about you.
Yeah, exactly.
We have a lot of moderate races that we have to win. Stop with your primary talk. And we'd like to win back the White House. We're not going to do it with you guys sucking up all the oxygen. My problem is with the calls of racism going back and forth is it cheapens the word and it lessens the impact. And when everybody's a racist, nobody's a racist.
I agree. I think that you can be pretty clearly call this xenophobic, though. The idea that you aren't legitimate, you don't have a legitimate point of view because you are somehow different, you either have foreign-born parents or you were foreign-born yourself, is xenophobia. It's
I heard they
defined.
chanted, send her back to you on the train.
I get that on Twitter all the time.
Very tough.
And I've got thick skin, so it doesn't bother me. But this country was born of dissent, right? We should go back, read the Declaration of Independence. And it's just slagging off King George, get out of our lives, this is wrong, taxation without representation, and on and on and on and on. These are fundamental American ideas. And what hurts me about this, actually, is that there is a disregard of that really fundamental American idea. And I feel it as an immigrant, too, because I get that. Go back. Who are you to talk about politics? Who are you to talk about these things? You're not from here.
Yeah, isn't that what the Native Americans said to the Pilgrims? Like, send her back.
Get back on that boat. Back to England.
Come on, Miles K. Standish, get out of here.
I don't care about your persecution.
Freak.
Just go back. Get out of here.
You pale pansy. We don't want you around here with our maze.
We're all from somewhere else.
But there
get
actually
over
is
it.
kind of like a principled distinction, though, I think. Like the Democrats just seem to never pass up an opportunity to trash America. Like we're this colonizer, problematic.
What was Donald Trump doing for years and years and years for Obama?
Sure.
Oh, come on. Like, people who want to get power criticize the country. People who are in power
I think there's
say
a difference,
that it's actually
but
okay
I
now.
think there's a difference wanting the structure to be completely tipped over and dismantle the structure of America from the economy to the culture and having an issue furthering centuries of crushing beauty standards for women. She was joined in the plate pile-on by hundreds of users who accused the company of endangering women, and the rest is history, like those 3 slices of pizza that were in the mom jean circle. Macy's has since apologized. They pulled the plates. They capitulated. But were they really harming women with their lighthearted design? Or does the outrage mob wear the pants in our country now? Here's the thing, Kat. If you want Medicare for all, you're going to have government-mandated portion control. I think this was just a taste of what's to come.
Yes, absolutely. I also think that if you are someone who sees a plate, I'm talking any plate, and you are upset and very emotionally damaged by what's on that plate, then you probably had some underlying issues that aren't the plate's fault.
Bingo. They might have preceded the plate.
They might have preceded the plate. I've never
had the plate
had
is a thing that pushes you over the edge.
Yeah, I'm a very emotional person. I've managed to not have any emotions about dinnerware of any kind. Cups, plates, forks.
Not champagne.
Emotion neutral on all of those things.
No, I don't have a problem with it because I think a lot of people practice portion control and a lot of people wrestle with themselves and not Macy's. And I think we're going to have to get in line at the vomitorium if the federal government has their way.
I mean, this is a telling moment in the kind of time that we're in. The fact that a corporation so scared of the outrage mob immediately pulls something within a couple of hours that it took place in the first place. Because people are so worried about their company being destroyed or whatever
Being
by just
offensive.
protest, et cetera. When they're, if you really wanted to actually have an interesting discussion about healthcare, child obesity, that would be something that you would need to discuss.
You know what? Go to Disneyland and maybe some people.